Okay, you're on, Nancy.
Good to go.
Hi, good evening. I call the regular council meeting of the Ides of March, March 15th, to order at 7:30 p.m. Please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Will the clerk please read the statement regarding Open Public Meetings Act?
I'm going to read fast, so excuse me if I mess up.
No, just take your time. I just wanted to get going on time.
Okay. This meeting is called pursuant to the provisions of the Open Public Meetings Law. Notice of this meeting was included in a notice sent to the Record and the Star Ledger and advertised in said newspapers on January 10th, 2022, posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building and has remained continuously posted as the required notices under the statute. A copy of this notice is and has been available to the public and is on file in the office of the municipal clerk. Please take notice that in accordance with the Open Public Meetings Act, NJSA 10:4-6 at SEEK and Local Finance Notice 2020-21 establishing standard protocols, the City Council of the City of Englewood adopted resolution number 001-01-03-22 authorizing the City of Englewood schedule of council meetings for 2022 to be held remotely via Zoom. Members of the public who wish to participate in this meeting may do so by calling or clicking on the link below at 7:30 p.m. Please see the link on our website or by dialing 929-205-6099. The meeting ID for this meeting is 814-5237-4308 and the passcode is 722460. Individuals calling into this number will be able to fully participate in the meeting, including providing public comment. Public comments may be submitted by 3 p.m. on the date of the meeting, either through written letter or email to meeting@cityofenglewood.org. All written comments shall be read during the public forum portion of the meeting and shall be subject to the same time limitations for public speaking. Duplicative comments shall be noted for the record and summarized. The agenda for the meeting can be found on the city's website at www.cityofenglewood.org. A separate meeting will be used if closed session is required. Proper notice having been given, the municipal clerk is directed to include the statement in the minutes of this meeting.
Roll call, please. Well, is there anyone else to let in?
I just saw Councilman Cohen. I'm just let him in.
Good.
I'm not seeing anyone else.
Roll call, please.
Councilman Cobb?
Here.
Councilman Cohen?
Here.
Councilman Hamer?
Here.
Councilwoman Marin?
Here,
Council President Rosenzweig?
Here.
The only other person present is City Attorney Bill Bailey.
All right, so the first item, just to give everyone a roadmap for tonight's meeting, we're first going to discuss the Taylor Bliss House. That has a hard stop at 7:45 due to other commitments of the attorney speaking. Then the city council is going to go into closed session to discuss personnel. That has a hard stop at 8:15. Then we're going to come out and kind of get to the regular meeting. So a little bit of a disjointed meeting today. So I apologize for that. Additionally, we're honoring Faith Ringgold, and whenever she shows up, we're going to read the resolution in her honor. So a couple of disjointedness today, but I'm sorry about that, but it's just to give everyone the roadmap. I am now going to recuse myself from this matter.
Thank
We're
you.
not going to pledge allegiance or none of that? Huh?
We did.
You did?
Yeah,
did.
we started real quick on time before everybody joined.
Yancy, I'm gonna also recuse myself, if you can acknowledge my presence on the record too.
So for the record, Mayor Michael Wiles is present.
And now we'll be leaving. Sorry, Mr. Schettino. Hi,
I'm
everybody.
also recused on this issue.
If I may, just because we have limited time, I know Mr. Scatino is a borough attorney in a neighboring municipality and has to be there by 8 o'clock. And we also have Mr. Parnes as a representative of the synagogue. Thank you, gentlemen, for coming tonight. We're really looking to, we had some meetings and discussions back towards the end of last year, and we're just kind of looking for a status in terms of where it stands in terms of the discussions and what have you. If you could, maybe Mr. Scatino, if you start briefly, tell us kind of where we're at, and just so we have kind of an idea of what's going on.
Sure. And thank you for your time this evening. So we've been having, although it's taking a while, we've been making progress, and we are still in settlement discussions. At this point, I think we're very close. There's one or two issues that still need to be resolved. We have an in-person settlement conference scheduled with Judge Padavano for the end of the month if we cannot resolve it before then. But I'm at this point, I'm more optimistic than I was in the past, and I'm hoping that we're going to have a settlement, of course, conditioned upon the city of Englewood agreeing to the relocation of the building to the park. And Mr. Bailey, I sent you, which I think was our discussions in the past, what we believe would be what the city of Englewood would be looking for with respect to agreeing to allow the building to be relocated in the park.
That's correct. And last December, we had actually circulated a draft agreement, which is been held in abeyance, which is consistent with those terms. Unless you have anything else, Mr. Scatino, just wanted to give Mr. Parnes an opportunity to speak. Just for the record, I received an email from Mr. Chakowski, the attorney for the synagogue, who was not available, but had indicated that he was fine with Mr. Parnes speaking in his stead on behalf of the synagogue.
Thank you, and thank you for promoting me to panelist. I'll be brief. Wanted to express appreciation of Mr. Scatino and for certain members of the city council who've been instrumental in trying to get this together. And just so we understand, big picture, the synagogue's view hasn't changed. Nothing would make us happier and prouder than to allow the Historical Society to take possession of the building. Our understanding is to do that, they need to raise funds. We've pledged toward that, but they need this council to agree as well, right? So it's sort of a parallel negotiation that's going on. Our negotiation is focused on dismissing the lawsuit, which is important to us, and having definitiveness. If the Historical Society can't raise the money, and again, we hope they can, but if they can't raise the money, we need to know that there's a definite end. And that's really what the focus of our negotiations are. As far as the Historical Society and the City Council, that's between the Historical Society and the City Council. But I know, having been on these calls, that Mr. Cobb asked a number of pointed questions about it before. Mr. Cohen has as well. So we're really hoping that by the time we get to the next meeting of this council, we can say that the synagogue and the Historical Society are comfortable with the terms vis-a-vis the two of us, and we hope that we'll hear that the City Council is comfortable with the terms that Mr. Scatino can advance vis-a-vis the Historical Society and the city. But we just need to push forward on all fronts at all times.
Thank you, Mr. Parnes. Unless the council or anyone has any questions, I guess the next step, gentlemen, would be we'll kind of be on standby till we wait to hear from you, and then if things progress, we'll see about placing it on the agenda.
Very good. Thank you very much.
Okay. And I'll just defer. I know Mr. Cohen's on mute. I don't know if he had anything to add on this, or maybe we lost him. But regardless, again, I would like the Historical Society and by extension the City Council to share the same commitment that we have to getting this to its final resolution, whatever that is, as soon as possible. It's been a very long time. And again, we thank you.
All right. Well, again, thank you, gentlemen, for coming this evening, and we'll wait to get another update shortly.
Very good. Thank you. Have a good
Thank
night,
you.
everyone.
Good night, everyone.
Right.
Okay. Thank you. So now I think we should probably go into closed session.
Yeah, I think we have the two individuals joining us. I told them we'd promptly be there at 7:45. I could do the.
Okay, so can you read the, and I
res-
anticipate this will be the only closed session of tonight's meeting.
All right, so we're gonna go to the close. We're gonna go to the closed link, right?
Yes. But first we have to read the resolution.
Yeah.
Yep.
If I may, be resolved by the governing
Please.
body of the City of Englewood that a meeting closed session pursuant to subsections 7 and 8 of the Open Public Meetings Act to discuss personnel and appointments and matters within the attorney-client privilege, and be it further resolved, discussion conducted in closed session will be disclosed to the public upon taking final action thereon, provided it does not constitute an undue invasion of privacy or violate the attorney-client privilege, and be it further resolved that the governing body will return to open session at approximately 8:15 p.m. this evening.
Do I have a motion? I second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
The motion was.
Ms. Maron for the motion, me for the second.
Thank you.
All right. So public will be back at 8:15. It's a hard stop.
Thank you, everyone.
You'll probably have to log back in.
Yes, please, everybody. Thank you.